What's good YouTube, it's Adam from iMusicMole. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're gonna go ahead and remake from scratch Drake's Circadian Rhythm. The tempo for this one is 146 beats per minute, and the track is produced by London CYR, Band 10K, Eli Brown, and Gordo. There are a total of 4 samples in this track from Splice. Let's head on over to Splice and look for those. So there are 3 samples from this pack right here by Komarobi Audio, Reconnecting Hans times Seymour Volume 4. The 3 samples here is this one right here. So the main one. We also get this vocal sample. And of course, that intro sample. And then for the hook, there is another sample. That sample is from Chop Shop, Resampled Soul Stacks by Capson Pro Audio, and the sample, or the loop, is this one right here. So let's go ahead, bring in all those samples and get started on the remake. All right, so here are the 4 samples from Splice imported into Logic. The first thing we're gonna do is work on that intro bit. The intro sample is this one right here. Let's go ahead and mute these other ones. So the first thing we gotta change is the tempo of the sample. So right now it's 160 beats per minute, and we gotta stretch it to 146 beats per minute. I know that this is an 8-bar sample because the length of the loop is close to the 8 bars. So what I'm going to do is just drag this out to 8 bars, just like that. And the track song key is C# minor, so we don't have to do any transposing. We just take the loop as it is, just stretched out to 146 beats per minute. Now in the original track, this was a little bit fatter, so let's get to that. We'll bring in Logic's Fat Effects. So we'll go to Multi-Effects, Fat Effects. And what we're gonna do here is just turn off all of these components. We're gonna leave the compressor on. And for our output, we're just gonna bring this up a little bit here. So it just makes it a little bit fatter here. All right, and then the original track, this last little bit cuts out. And then it goes into that part, and we get into the verse. So for the verse, we are going to use this sample right here. All right, so it's gonna drag it over to the next section. The first thing we gotta do is make sure that we stretch it out to 146 beats per minute. So like I said, you wanna look for the closest bar possible and drag it to that. So right here, it is close to 4 bars in length. So we're gonna go ahead and just bring that down to 4 bars. Most loops and samples are in counts of 4, 8, 16, 32. And then for this one, because the loop is in F minor, we got to transpose that to C# minor. So in this case, we're going to go lower by 4 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4. For that shortcut, I used Option arrow down. And if we hit play, and then we got to go ahead and bring in an EQ just to make it a little bit more narrow sounding. So we'll take out some of the lows here. And then we'll take out some of the highs as well. And then we'll add in some resonance just to give it a little bit more narrowness to it. So we really want to focus in on that main sort of lead sound in there. And then we bring in the drums. So we're going to go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And I'm going to go over to my library browser and bring in the drum kit that I put together for this remake. We'll go to the Circadian Rhythm drum kit. And we'll start off with the kick. Let's go ahead and create a pattern region. And this is going to be a long pattern. So we're going to go to 64 steps. It's not as complicated as you may think. It's just one hit over here. Let's just make sure that's soloed out. And I think this one goes here actually. And then we get to the hi-hats. We're going to change this over to 32 steps and just draw in an 8th repeat, sort of like a 2-step pattern. Except we got to put in some rolls. So we're going to change this over to repeat. open hat, and we're just gonna place one on the one there, and we're just gonna change this over 32 steps, take out that second one. It goes like this. All right, so this goes on for a little bit and then it like drops out over here. And then we're gonna go over into the next section, or the verse B. So for that, we're gonna just duplicate this track right over here. We're gonna use the same audio file, except for this one, we're gonna push it up 1 full octave. So instead of going down 4 semitones from F minor, we're gonna go up 8 semitones to reach C sharp minor. So let's go ahead, Option arrow up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are at C sharp minor with plus 8 semitones. All right, and then what we gotta do now is just copy over the same drums. We'll put in our clap. Let's draw in our snare pattern. And now the 808. Just going to play that with everything else. All right, then for the 808, we're just going to copy this over once again because it is an 8-bar pattern. And let's get to our second half here. This goes back up. All right, next let's get into the hook pattern. So that is this sample right here. So let's go ahead and just drag that over to here. Let's just bring it down to the bottom. And once again, we got to make sure that we stretch this out to the appropriate lengths. So right now it is closer to 8 bars in length. So we're going to stretch that down to 8 bars. The only thing we're going to do here is take out some of the bass. So we're going to open up an EQ and we're going to cut out some of that bass. All right, now what we're gonna do is just duplicate that over once again. And we're gonna bring in our own bass as well. We're gonna go over to my library browser. I'm gonna bring in a patch from one of my kits here, the Toronto Views kit, the Beat A Moog bass. And we'll adjust the sound in a little bit. Let's just get in that pattern. Duplicate that over. And except for this last one, the B just extends. Sorry, the F sharp just extends. So we're going to go ahead and adjust this sound right now so it's a little bit more bass heavy. So let's open up Logic's ES2. And the first thing we're going to do is just pull down the resonance. We don't need so much resonance in there. Bring down the cutoff. And we're just going to bring up the attack. All right, together. And then we also got to copy over this pattern right here as it plays with it as well. All right, now for the last section. So what we're gonna do here is just copy over this, copy that over. All right, everything stays the same, except we're gonna bring in that last vocal sample. So here it is right over here. Let's bring that over. And I'm just going to put that right under this one here. So we got to stretch that out first. So I'll stretch it over to 8 samples because, sorry, 8 bars. So this part gets cut out right here. It comes back into play there. And then this gets cut out as well. Actually, I think this comes in play as well. And that's all the parts to Drake's Circadian Rhythm. Next, I'm going to go ahead and mix it, arrange it, and when we come back, we'll take a listen to the full remake we just put together, Circadian Rhythm by Drake. There is Drake's Circadian Rhythm remade in Logic Pro. For you Logic Pro users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you. Place it as a downloadable link below this video. If you don't use Logic, I got your back as well. I'm going to go ahead and export all the MIDI stems, audio stems, and of course include the drum kit that you heard in this remake. You can find that entire playback down below the like button as well. If you have a question on this or just want to chat or have any suggestions for future videos, let's go and chat down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Later. Peace.